Hello everyone, welcome back to our news channel. Today we have two stories to dive into. First, we will reflect on the life and legacy of India's former Prime Minister, Dr. Manmohan Singh, who recently passed away. And then we'll also talk about his journey, his historic economic reforms, and his contributions to India's growth. Then we'll shift gears to understand why strengthening fisheries and aquaculture in India is so crucial. Okay? And we will also be talking about some initiative like Matsya Seva Kendras and how they are empowering millions of fish farmers across the country. So let's get started. Students, first we have a news article on Manmohan Singh, Dr. Manmohan Singh. Dr. Manmohan Singh, his name is synonymous with economic transformation, recently passed away at the age of 92. All right. He was one of India's most celebrated economists and a two-term prime minister who led the nation from 2004 to 2014. But his biggest contribution, the LPG reforms. LPG reforms. No, students, it's not related to LPG gas that we have in our home, but it is related to economy. So let's take a moment to understand the significance of these reforms. See what happened in the year 1991. Yes, in the year 1991, India was on the brink of an economic collapse, and the country was struggling with severe balance of payment crisis, and meaning that we didn't have enough foreign exchange reserves to pay for our imports. At that time, what was happening that we were importing even food products, we were importing even wheat, right? So it was a time of uncertainty, and drastic measures were needed to save the economy. All right. And this is where Dr. Singh, as the finance minister under then Prime Minister Nasima Rao, stepped in. He introduced the LPG reforms, liberalization, privatization, and globalization. But what does that mean for us? Yes. What is liberalization, privatization, or globalization? Simply we call it as LPG. हम इसको simple short form में क्या कहते हैं? LPG. See, what is first we will talk about liberalization. Liberalization में गवर्नमेंट ने क्या किया था? गवर्नमेंट eased its control over industries. Earlier, before 1991, government used to have so much control over industries. तो अगर बिजनेस कोई ऑपरेट करना होता था तो उन्हें पहले गवर्नमेंट से परमिशन लेनी पड़ती थी हर चीज के लिए, बहुत बहुत सारी चीजों में. लेकिन 1991 में लिबरलाइजेशन में क्या हुआ? गवर्नमेंट ने ये डिसाइड किया दैट गवर्नमेंट विल ease its control over industries, and it will allow businesses to operate with fewer restrictions. This led to the end of license raj. License raj. लाइसेंस राज का मतलब क्या है कि जब लाइसेंस रूल कर रहा था, यानी कि अगर किसी भी बिजनेसमैन को अपना बिजनेस ओपन करना होता था उससे पहले गवर्नमेंट से लाइसेंस लेना पड़ता था, राइट? तो फर्स्ट लिबरलाइजेशन में ये चीज खत्म की. सेकेंड, प्राइवेटाइजेशन. अंडर प्राइवेटाइजेशन मेनी पब्लिक सेक्टर एंटरप्राइजेस वर ओपनड अप टू प्राइवेट ओनरशिप. दिस मेड देम more efficient. Okay. And then globalization. Yes, globalization is what? Globalization is India opened its doors to foreign investment. Foreign countries are started to invest in our country, and this allowed global companies to invest and operate in our country. Together, these reforms sparked economic growth, it created jobs, and made India one of the fastest growing economies in the world. So, when we talk about Manmohan Singh, Dr. Manmohan Singh, his vision wasn't just about economics, it was about empowering people. Even as Prime Minister, he focused on schemes like rural employment guarantee and right to education. कौन सी स्कीम पे इनका फोकस था? जैसे rural manreg, rural employment guarantee, and right to education. All right to education पे भी इनका फोकस था. And his journey from a small village in Punjab to becoming one of India's most respected leaders is truly inspiring. His life teaches us the value of humility, hard work, and the power of education. Yes, Dr. Singh will forever be remembered as the architect of modern India's economy. Yes, he will always be remembered as architect of what? India's modern India's economy. राइट. तो उनका सिग्निफिकेंस बहुत ज़्यादा है. एंड उन्होंने जो इकोनॉमिक रिफॉर्म्स लेकर आए थे, आप इमेजिन कर सकते हो, आप अपने ग्रैंड पेरेंट्स से वो सिचुएशन के बारे में आप पूछ सकते हो कि हाउ वाज द सिनेरियो ड्यूरिंग 1991, ड्यूरिंग द ईयर 1991. वो आपको बताएंगे डिटेल में कि उस टाइम पर कैसी सिचुएशन थी. इकोनॉमिक इंडिया वाज एट द वर्ज ऑफ इकोनॉमिक क्राइसिस चल रहा था, और बहुत सारे इंडिया के पास 15 डेज का इंपोर्ट खरीदने के भी पैसे नहीं बचे थे. उस टाइम पे डॉक्टर मनमोहन सिंह ने इम्पॉर्टेंट स्टेप्स लिए और इंडिया को उस इकोनॉमिक क्राइसिस से बाहर निकाला. तो इनका जो इम्पोर्टेंस है, इनका जो सिग्निफिकेंस है इकोनॉमिक सेक्टर में, वो बिल्कुल बहुत ज़्यादा ही इम्पोर्टेंट था. नाउ स्टूडेंट्स, वी will talk about our second story. Yes, students, did you know that fisheries in India provide livelihood opportunities to over 3 crore people? Yes, you heard it right. 3 crore people. मतलब 30 मिलियन इंडिविजुअल को फिशरीज लाइवलीहुड प्रोवाइड कराता है. और अगर हम इंडिया की बात करें तो इंडिया इज द सेकेंड लार्जेस्ट. yes, India is the second largest producer of fish in the world. 75, और इसका जो 75% है वो कहाँ से आता है? इनलैंड फिशरी से. यानी कि भारत दुनिया का, पूरे वर्ल्ड का सेकेंड लार्जेस्ट फिश प्रोड्यूसर है. सेकेंड लार्जेस्ट फिश प्रोड्यूसर है. एंड वी हैव टू काइंड्स ऑफ फिशरीज. सबसे पहले तो एक होता है इनलैंड फिशरी. इनलैंड फिशरी मतलब जैसे जो हम कंट्री में ही जैसे बहुत सारे एक्वाकल्चर होते हैं, तालाब होते हैं, पॉन्ड्स होते हैं, रिवर्स होते हैं, उसमें से जो फिशरीज हम करते हैं. और सेकेंड होता है मेरीन फिशरीज, जैसे ओशन बेस्ड. राइट. तो 75% ऑफ this fisheries, it comes from inland fisheries. Yes, it comes from inland fishery. All right. But how do we ensure that this sector continues to grow sustainably? That is the question. And that's what we are going to talk about in this particular news article. See, government has taken many initiatives, and few of them are listed here in this article. First is fisheries extension services. Fisheries extension services क्या है? See, extension services are very important, and they are essentially the support systems provided to fish farmers and fishers. These include जैसे uh, these include guidance on fish breeding, disease control, water quality management, and समथिंग लाइक दिस. ओके. तो जैसे वाटर क्वालिटी मैनेजमेंट करना है, डिजीज कंट्रोल करना है, तो ये सारा कुछ किस में है? एक्सटेंशन सर्विसेज में. एंड स्ट्रेंथनिंग दीज सर्विसेज इज इंपॉर्टेंट टू बूस्ट प्रोडक्शन एंड एंश्योर सस्टेनेबल प्रैक्टिसेस. ऑल राइट. एंड वन की इनिशिएटिव इज मत्स्य सेवा केंद्र, MSK. Okay, these are one-stop centers that provide training and resources to fish farmers. For instance, MSKs in Kerala and Maharashtra offer lab services for water and soil analysis. मतलब लैब सर्विस भी प्रोवाइड कर रहे हैं ताकि वाटर की और सॉइल क्वालिटी को चेक किया जा सके, डिजीज मैनेज किया जा सके. राइट. एंड अनदर इनोवेशन इज द डिप्लॉयमेंट ऑफ सागर मित्रास. Okay, deployment of Sagar Mitras. Sagar Mitras क्या कौन है? Think of them as friends of the fishers. They help with daily catch data, marketing advice, and even weather updates to ensure safe fishing practices. But why is this important for students like you to know? Because fisheries are not just about food, they are about livelihood, sustainability, and even combating climate change. So, by supporting this sector, we can create a ripple effect, right? जिससे life भी improve होगी, resources will be conserved, and we will build a resilient economy. All right. So, students, today we uh, covered two articles है ना. सबसे पहले हमने बात करी लाइफ ऑफ डॉक्टर incredible life of Dr. Manmohan Singh, a leader who redefined India's economic landscape. And we also explored the importance of fisheries and how initiatives like Matsya Seva Kendras are making a difference. Students, as young children, as students, you are the future leaders of this nation. All right. And whether it's economic reforms or even sustainable development, there's so much to learn from these stories. क्योंकि हमने फर्स्ट आर्टिकल में देखा जैसे मनमोहन सिंह जी ने कैसे इकोनॉमिक क्राइसिस से इंडिया को बाहर निकाला. सेकंड, हमने आर्टिकल में ये कवर किया कि एक फिशरमैन फिशरीज कैसे इतने सारे लोगों के लाइवलीहुड से जुड़ी हुई है और उनको सस्टेनेबली लाइवलीहुड प्रोवाइड कराना कितना ज़्यादा इम्पॉर्टेंट है. Right? So, whether it's economic reforms or sustainable development, we can learn a lot of things from these stories. Remember, students, every small step you take, whether it's being informed or even, raising awareness, it can make a big difference. All right. So, thank you for tuning into today's episode. Stay curious, stay inspired, and I'll see you next time.